Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com. Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I am Dave Weishuttle, and as always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weishuttle. Doug, you know what? I know it's getting toward playoff time in the NFL. I know it's getting toward bowl season for college football, but I am loving this hot stove for the MLB.
It's amazing some of these deals that are happening right now.
It's great.
And the effects they're having on all the MLB futures is pretty amazing, the way that everything is shifting with the terms of just one deal.
One deal.
And we're talking about Garrett Cole signing with the Yankees.
A 9-year, $324 million. I guess there's a 5-year option. He can opt out after 5 years. And so I guess we're going to talk about the effect of that in the Turnpike Sports Book Report when we get to it. But
it's interesting to see how that breaks down because prior to this contract, I think he's only made $25 million. Now he's going to be making $36 a year.
Oh boy! You know what? I should have jumped on the Yankees when I knew they were talking to him, and I guess it's probably too late to make a good value bet on the Yankees now, because I would guess they're the favorite to win the World Series.
Yeah, but I'm sure Mattress Mac again will be betting on Houston as always. So.
Well, we got a great show. We got our picks coming up at the end. Of course, we have the Turnpike Sports Book Report where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. But before that, I get to have part 2 of my interview with Lance Bradley from PocketFives.com when we talk about what's going on in Pennsylvania in terms of online casinos and online poker. But like I said, it's been a busy week in sports, so let's take a trip down the Turnpike. Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
Okay, we have a couple states getting closer to launching sports betting, Montana, Michigan, those things. But I wanted to talk about a little bit of almost like an entertainment report here.
Okay.
Bleacher Report has announced they're going to be launching a betting game show out of the Caesar Sportsbook in Vegas.
It's interesting. Yeah, I saw a report on this. Now, certainly they're going to be broadcasting it, but have they been doing it before? Have they been doing it all this time but just not filming it?
According to the report, they have been doing, I guess you can call them segments, live in the sportsbook, almost like a casino promotion kind of deal, where they've been having Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, as the host. He's been doing almost what is like a prop bet kind of thing. Yeah, I can kick this field goal like this, this many yards or whatever, and people can bet on things like that. They've also been doing casino giveaways, almost like a Price is Right kind of deal, and that's how that's basically the description they give.
All right,
sort of like a Price is Right with some other stuff mixed in with it. What they're doing, they've been doing it for the last couple of weeks in the sportsbook, like I said. They're going to, on December 12th, launch it officially, the BR Betting Game Show starring Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson. they're going to be doing it streaming first.
All right.
They're going to test it out. They're going to do the...
So I could go on to Bleacher Report website and see this.
Well, here was the statement that I thought was kind of interesting. They're going to do the social media friendly segments, and they're going to air those first. They're not going to do a full show.
All right. So it's going to be...
It's going to start off segments only.
Okay. All right.
Then it's going to go to a full show, streaming only.
All right.
But Turner, which owns Bleacher Report and also owns that studio in Caesars, has said at some point, depending on the reaction of the audience members, audience viewers, whatever you want to call it with the streaming, they may put it on the linear network, which means Turner, one of the Turner channels.
All right. Hey, but right now, go to Bleacher Report so you can find out where you can watch
it's going to start December 12th.
Okay. Yeah, good.
So at some point, you will be able to do it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's always interesting to see at least the first week of some of these things. Mm-hmm. I mean, I watched the first week religiously for Lock It In and, just to see how they handle the first week of it running and everything else and seeing how it evolves from that first point. Same thing with Daily Wager on ESPN. This will be interesting to see how they do it. Also, one other little thing, the Kindred Group, Unibet. They did a deal to become the authorized sports betting operator of the NBA.
Let me guess. It's data, and they can use the logos.
Yeah, basically that's it. And they're also going to be running promotions for the NBA in New Jersey and Pennsylvania for all their online sports books.
I like Unibet. I'm a member.
Nice.
I'm a member of Unibet. So is that what it's called? I should say I'm a customer of Unibet.
You're a customer of Unibet.
Customer of Unibet in New Jersey. So, they're a very good site.
Yeah, no, and very easy to use, too. Very user-friendly.
That's what makes it great. Unibet is a very user-friendly site. You can see all the numbers. You know where to go. You're not confused. I like Unibet. I like how it's set up.
No, they're actually one of the better ones out there right now.
Exit 2.
Okay, going over into the world of eSports. And we've been talking about this ever since we started the show, that eSports has been considered a potential add-on to the Olympics.
Yep.
Well, right now they're saying the fact that the Southeast Asian Games, which have been going on currently, now that they have eSports events in their lineup of sports, this makes them one step closer to becoming an official Olympic sport.
So this is the testing ground kind of
It's
thing.
one of.
It's one of those things, see how it'll how it goes. So will this have judges? I guess it's not judges. This is whoever wins.
This is a medal event for the Southeast Asian Games.
All right, okay.
And just for people who don't know, and I'll read this so I don't screw it up, the Southeast Asian Games are a biannual multi-sporting event regulated by the Southeast Asian Games Federation and supervised by the International Olympic Committee.
Oh, okay. So that's
this is real.
Pretty important. When the Olympic Committee gets involved, I guess it's pay attention.
There are 56 sports.
56? Okay,
Yep.
I didn't know there was that many.
Underwater hockey. Interesting.
Okay.
Floorball. I don't know what floorball is. I got to look at that one. Chess. They've got a whole bunch of different games. It's 8 countries competing.
Can I see this somewhere? Whenever you say underwater hockey or floorball, I kind of want to check it out.
Well, it sounds interesting.
I'm going to Google Southeast Asian Games.
Yeah,
maybe I should. Maybe I should order underwater hockey.
It's probably on Twitch, like everything else nowadays.
On Twitch.
So, but they're going to have. Let me get the total number here. They're going to have 7 events, 6 games, 2 PC games, 2 mobile, 1 console, and 1 card game. Now, everyone who knows esports knows exactly what those phrases mean.
Okay, I do not.
No. Well, PC is an actual computer.
Okay, I got that.
Console is like a Nintendo game system, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Mobile, it's an app or a phone or a tablet or a phone, and 1 card game.
Card game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got the list here. These are the games. Mobile Legends Bang Bang. It's a multiplayer online battle arena game.
All right.
75 million active players for that game online.
Okay.
Hearthstone is another one of the games. This is the digital collectible card game, and people play it like Magic. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, I was going to
cards.
say, is that Dungeons? I'm of the age of while I never played it, I know Dungeons and Dragons.
Now, these are some of the most popular games in the world.
Okay.
Defense of the Ancients 2 StarCraft 2.
All right.
StarCraft is interesting. I never knew this. StarCraft was around for God knows how long before esports became something. The StarCraft franchise is credited with heavily popularizing esports in South Korea and then the world.
All right.
So I never knew StarCraft was that popular with everyone. Then you have Arena of Valor, which is another MOBA game, the multiplayer online battle arena games.
All right.
And then Tekken 7, which is a fighting game.
Okay.
And the last copy just came out, sold over 4 million copies. So right now, esports is moving closer and closer to actually being an Olympic event, which is nice to see.
No, I definitely have to check it out.
Exit 3.
Okay, if you're a horse racing fan, some new technology may be coming your way that's going to be really interesting to make the races more interactive, I guess is the right word.
Interactive, okay.
It's called Best Seat 360.
All right.
And it just was tested out in Australia. It's invented by Craig Meek and also distributed by 5G providers Huawei. I'm saying that completely wrong, and I apologize to the company. Huawei. They are a 5G provider. It's interesting because
What is it? I'm not sure.
this was done in harness racing. This was tested out in harness racing.
Okay.
You're going to have a camera attached to the jockeys.
Ooh, I like that.
Or how, as they call them, drivers.
All right. I like that. You know, it might. We always see when there's a photo finish, you see the camera, and you see the if horse won by a nose or something like that. This could be very effective in something like that.
Best Seat 360. I keep on saying bet because you know what's going to be applied to.
Best seat.
Yeah, Best Seat 360. It allows the users or the viewers to rotate a full 360-degree view from the horse's angle, the rider's angle.
Okay. That's interesting. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
You can do it from in front of a selected driver, behind a selected driver, or next to a selected driver, as well as the driver himself. So you can hop around.
See, I like that.
As the race is going on.
And it makes, like the photo finish. Anything that helps, decide who wins, who comes in second, who comes in third, win, place, and show, whoever figures that out, and whatever technology you can use to figure that out would be great.
And what they're saying is, and this is, instead of saying you can switch from driver to driver, they're using the phrases, you can teleport.
Okay.
From driver to driver.
I think that's a marketing term.
Yes.
I think,
and
let's make it sound futuristic.
It's a smartphone app.
Okay.
It's not on the computer. It's a mobile app basically. And it was tested out in Australia. They had 50 people test it all out. They didn't test it at the full strength. They had they say it's a 5G app, which is the technology that new phones have right now. It's really fast data transmission. Mm-hmm. They had it at a 4.5 G, which is a little slower. And the companies that are promoting it, Tab, which is also the sports betting company out there, they just did deals with the NFL and the NBA. They say once it's hooked up into the 5G networks, it'll be much, much faster. The data that'll be transmitted will get to the users that much quicker, and also it's going to be providing in-race data for betting options down the road once it's more widespread use.
Great.
Exit 4.
Okay, I'm going to spend this exit talking about putting a new uniform on a pig.
Okay.
The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
Yes, the minor league team of the Philadelphia Phillies
have announced a new jersey.
Okay.
A promotional jersey on Friday home games. This is going to be called the Gold Standard jersey.
All right.
And the reason they are doing this is they just won another award. They won the Gold Standard Award, the Larry McPhail Award, in October. Mm-hmm. Top marketing and promotional minor league baseball team.
Wow, great.
This is I want to check this out before I say it. This is the 5th in a row that they've won.
I got to tell you, I follow them on Twitter, and they do a lot for their fans. Their promotions are great, and, good for them.
So they're going to be unveiling, this is the first time since 2018, they're going to have New Jersey in it, either promotional or actual standard uniform. It's going to be It's going to have a gold base with the words Iron Pigs across the chest in metallic gold with black trim lettering.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little shiny, I guess. Black stripe will be at the base of each sleeve with a gold standard patch featuring 5 gold stars on the left sleeve. And the 5 stars represent the top rating of the Iron Pigs and their fans in terms of this award that they just won.
Oh, good for them.
And the team will also be wearing all gold caps with a gold liquid chrome Iron Pigs logo on the front and 5 stars on the side.
Okay.
Now, if
I'm trying to picture that. I hope it's tasteful because
if anyone is interested in purchasing these,
I'll check them out.
go to shopironpigs.com. A shout out for them because that is such a unique design that they came up with.
Was that every Friday night at their home games?
Every Friday home game, not Friday nights. They could do it daytime too. So,
wow.
Yep. So
I'm typing right now. I want to see if I want to check these things out on the internet here. Oh, the official store. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, where are they at? Okay. Oh, they look nice.
All right, I may have to pull a picture up and put it up on the TV side so people can
they
see
look
it.
very nice. Well, yeah, I don't know, but they pretty nice. Yeah, go to their
shopironpigs.com.
Yeah, no, they're pretty cool.
So,
kind of classy, you know. Whenever you throw that much gold at something, sometimes it looks a little gaudy, but no, this one's a little classy.
So they actually handle the gold shiny print with class.
Yes, it's very, very tasteful. Very tasteful. Well, see, now I was looking at the thing. I have to pull up the trip sponsor again now. I was looking at the gold and see what I want to order. And today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And to get in touch with Turnpike Sports, call or text us 609-512-5910. Email us at info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter at Turnpike Sports is the show's handle on both those social media outlets. And you can subscribe to the show now on Pandora Podcasts, radio.com, the digital app from radio.com. You can find the show there. You should having trouble there. Subscribe to the show there if I ever learn how to speak. Also, you can subscribe through iTunes, iHeartMedia, Stitcher Radio. You can also go to our YouTube channel and check it out every week, as well as going to our OTT channels on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Head on over to turnpikesportsradio.com and click on the OTT channel button.
Later in the show, we'll have our NFL picks. I guess we went 1 and 2 each this week. Not too great, not too bad, but whatever. And we're going to have our Turnpike Sports Book Report where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. But right after this, I continue my conversation with Lance Bradley from PocketFives.com. Pennsylvania just got online poker, and we're going to talk all about it. That's part 2 of my interview with Lance Bradley coming up right after this. Hey, this is Dave Weishottle from Turnpike Sports with this week's Bet Flash. Unibet has inked a deal with the NBA. Under the terms of the deal, Unibet has become an authorized sports betting operator for the league, allowing the online platform to utilize the league's official data and trademarks. Other NBA authorized sports betting operators are DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM Resorts, and Fox Bet. A Rhode Island judge has allowed former candidate for mayor Daniel Harrop's case challenging the legality of sports betting to proceed. Earlier, the case had been dismissed since the judge felt Harrop did not show he was personally harmed by sports betting. That decision was reversed when Harrop produced evidence showing he lost money betting on the New England Patriots. And finally, Bleacher Report has announced it will produce a betting game show. The show, which will be filmed at the Caesars Sportsbook in Las Vegas, will be hosted by former NFL great Chad Ochocinco Johnson. The show has been described as a little bit of The Price is Right with mini games. From the seaside to the desert, from the betting lines to the sites online, Turnpike Sports has got you covered. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Turnpike Sports.
Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore. Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here. Use offer code SPICE404. They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more. Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. For those of you just joining us, I'm talking with Lance Bradley from Pocket5s.com, Better Collective, and USBets.com. You know, you predicted my next question. I was going to ask you from who you've been talking to, what is the consensus of what do you think will happen with the Wire Act issue? What kind of time frame are we talking about when we're talking about the Wire Act issue and its resolution?
Well, the next hearing is December 20th, and I think if that comes out favorably, you're going to see some quick movement from operators in Pennsylvania and potentially in Nevada. I know Party Gaming is trying to get themselves up and running inside of Nevada. So this ruling could have some immediate impact, because I don't think anybody who is waiting for one side of this ruling is going to get the ruling they want and then not act immediately on it. You're going to see quick movement from the operators that want to take advantage of it. So if the right ruling comes out, whether that's December 20th or the weeks afterwards, quickly after that, you're going to see sites get up and running and get into soft launch. I think this is just my gut based on a few people I've talked to that said, we're in wait and see mode. If you ask for comment from those that have online poker licenses in Pennsylvania but aren't operating, they're very quick to offer a polite, we're in wait and see mode to see what regulations change over the next 6 months, and when they do, we'll act accordingly. And I just get the impression that should this ruling come out in their favor, they're going to act very, very quickly to get up and running.
I mean, for the future of online poker, how crucial is an interstate compact? I mean, can online poker thrive if it's only on a state-by-state basis?
Thrive? No.
No.
Survive? Yes. If you think of Powerball, and if you're in a state that is part of the Powerball compact, or if you're not, you see on the news when the Powerball gets really big, people drive across the nearest state border to get Powerball tickets. And that's what basically shared liquidity is in online poker. Is if in Pennsylvania right now, you're only playing against Pennsylvania. And if that never changes, it's that same 13 million people as the population that you get to draw from, and your audience is limited to that. But if you can attach yourself to the New Jersey group and the Nevada group, and you've got those sharing, one, your tournament schedule gets more robust because you've got to cater to players on West Coast and East Coast time zones. There's more money being put into tournaments as there's more entries. Right now, like if you look at, I mentioned the PA group from PokerStars, the $1 million guaranteed. If they were sharing with New Jersey, if they were one group, that would be $2 million guaranteed, because there's the two states feeding into it. I think that's super important to understand, is that everything gets bigger and better once states start sharing. Now, the thing that I think I've pointed out is, I'll scream this from the rooftops as often as I can. If Pennsylvania and New Jersey do eventually share liquidity, they share a border with New York State. And I think once they see the revenue that they're generating from online poker, sports betting, casino, all of that, but in particular the sharing of poker, it puts an intense amount of pressure on legislators in New York to just come on board, because people in New York are playing online poker. They're just playing it offshore, and you're not getting the state revenue. But you're able to see really closely what the two states you share a border with are doing really well. And then if New York comes on board and we get liquidity sharing between those three states, then we're talking about a massive population boost and bigger prize pools and bigger headlines, more buzz, and it starts to feel more and more like online poker pre-Black Friday.
Well, you mentioned New Jersey. Let me ask you, here in New Jersey, the number one online casino is Golden Nugget. I mean, their online platform brings in almost as much revenue as the brick and mortar casino. However, they don't offer online poker. In your opinion, is that damaging to the growth of online poker? Will other casino operators, especially in Pennsylvania, see this and say, you know what, they're number one in New Jersey and they don't even bother to offer online poker, so why should we?
It's interesting. I think what you've got with Golden Nugget is that their expertise is casino, and I think you've got competitors like PokerStars, who are a worldwide brand, and Party Poker, who's a worldwide brand, and 888WSB.com. And you look at those and the way they market and the way that they're built as a brand, and you have to decide if you can compete with them on a national spend level, on a state-by-state spend level. And maybe they just decided that casino is where they're going to get a higher ROI. Now, the other ones, PokerStars has casino in Pennsylvania. 888, certainly the casino operator, WSB.com has casino. So I think you're seeing, just the silverback brands, I guess you can call them, just rise to the top in New Jersey. And if we get more states on board, I think it's going to invite more operators, and those that have a gaming pedigree might be the first to jump on.
In your opinion, are the states and casino operators doing enough to promote online poker? As I said, I'm here in New Jersey, and I can't throw a rock without hitting a billboard for a sports book. I mean, where I'm at, I get Philadelphia TV and radio stations, and there's really no commercials or talk about online poker. And when I've been in Pennsylvania, I haven't seen any billboards or advertisements for online poker. Is there a lack of promotion of online poker, in your opinion?
Well, sports betting is hot and sexy right now. Everybody's, it's cool to talk about it now on ESPN. There used to be this time where you couldn't talk about it. You didn't want to talk about the spreads or the totals or any of that. So it's certainly getting a lot of the bandwidth for discussion of this stuff. I would argue that promotion, maybe we could do a bit better job of promoting it, but I think that there needs to be more advocacy from those that stand to benefit the most from online poker, whether that's the poker tours or the companies themselves. I think that we've got to start educating the politicians and the regulators exactly what regulating online gaming means. It feels like, and I've been doing this a long time, and there was a period where you had the moral objection to expanding gaming to online, and it feels like that's nearly dead. That they've almost agreed that they've lost that battle, and the key now is to teach people exactly what you're going to get. Like I live in Georgia. I can play online poker here. Not on a legal regulated site, but I can. I choose not to because I detest the thought of my money going offshore and then never coming back. But none of the revenue comes to the state. But if we can convince regulators, I mean, sports betting is now being discussed here in Georgia, and the thing they're using there is the amount of revenue you're going to generate from the taxes will go to schools or infrastructure or whatever you need it to go to. And I think that's what we need. The people who stand to benefit from the expansion of online poker state by state and eventually to a massive liquidity sharing between states. You've got to start educating people on exactly what the revenue is, what realistic revenue is, not pumped up for the sake of getting regulation passed, but be realistic what revenue is and how it works and how there's very little downside for your state because, as I said, residents in your state are already betting on sports, they're already playing online casino, and they're already playing online poker. You've just got a chance to protect them and keep the tax revenue in state.
Well, you mentioned it in your answer. I mean, here at the radio, we had an advertiser that changed the contract, and they asked, instead of advertising our online poker platform, can you advertise our online sportsbook instead? So is sports betting hurting online poker, or are they completely different customers for casino providers?
I think what we've seen in the last 18 to 24 months in the sports betting world is helpful to online poker. It really felt like we were spinning our wheels and that we weren't getting anywhere. We weren't convincing politicians or regulators that we needed to, advance the cause of regulating online poker. Sports betting came along, and it's now in I think it's 14 states that have some form of regulation for sports betting. And with that will come other forms of gaming, online poker being included in that. And I think that's as much as online poker isn't the driving force behind getting regulation. I think once you regulate one form of online gaming, it becomes really easy and obvious to regulate other forms, whether that's casino or DFS or poker.
I know it's only been the first couple of weeks for online poker in Pennsylvania, but has the response been encouraging in terms of site traffic and level of play?
So they had to do a 2-day soft launch period before they could go into full launch, and that was limited hours. They were open, and it was a means of testing the technology, testing their customer support, and showing the regulators when X happens, we respond with Y, et cetera, making sure all the regulations are being followed. And our expectations were that they would get between a peak somewhere between 500 and 700 players, probably settling around 600. And they blew past that on the first day, and then on the second day of soft launch in the evening, they passed 1,100, almost touched 1,200 connected players at one point, which is blew me away. The response from the Pennsylvania market has been pretty strong. I think people, based on what we've seen on social media and some of the stuff we've seen on Pocket Fives and our forum, is people are just happy that it's back. You know, it's been so long that just being able to fire up PokerStars and click some buttons and play some tournaments and have a bit of fun on a platform that they haven't been able to play on in 8 years. I think it's just the overwhelming sentiment I've gotten is happiness and joy that they can do this again.
What type of interaction can we expect between live poker and online poker in Pennsylvania? I'm asking that because, you know, Borgata has their Winter Open and they're doing, you know, you can win seats to the Winter Open at Borgata online. Does Pennsylvania have plans for something like that?
Well, it's tricky right now because the only operator is PokerStars, and they are partners. They have to be partnered with a land-based casino. They're partnered with Mount Airy Casino, which I believe their poker room has 6 tables, which isn't a lot. It's a tiny live poker room. That being said, they're partnered in New Jersey with resorts, and I'm not even sure there is a poker room at resorts. So they've managed to make it work. I do think, and this is me going on the limb here, I think we're going to see a fairly big event held at Mount Airy Casino. They do have plenty of convention center space, ballroom space they can use. I think we're going to get something related to the PokerStars Platinum Pass there with Chris Moneymaker. It only makes sense. Everything just seems, we at Pocket Fives, we accurately predicted that they would have PA Coupe within a month of launch, and we were right. And I think that the next thing that they're going to announce is a live event where Chris Moneymaker is going to come out. Jennifer Shahade, who's a Team PokerStars ambassador who lives in Pennsylvania, will be there, and they're going to give out one of the $30,000 platinum passes to the PokerStars Players Championship. And I think part of that is they just get to build a lot of buzz in state. And we've got a story going up later today on Pocket Fives with an interview with Matt Primo, who's the president of Fox Bet and PokerStars. And he talks a lot about how their launch in Pennsylvania is very different from their launch in New Jersey, because in New Jersey, they were the 6th or 7th room to get up and running. Everybody else had done the legwork in terms of finding out exactly what the market could tolerate in terms of guarantees and cash games and what that. So when PokerStars New Jersey launched, they basically they knew they had all this data they could refer to. In Pennsylvania, they were using what they could, but really they were a little bit of guesswork involved, and they're doing their best to make sure they capture as much market share now to hold onto. And I think this live event at Mount Airy will be a key part of that. Probably sometime in early 2020, we'll see that come to fruition. The other ones that we're waiting on to launch, WSP.com. There has been WSP circuit events at Harris, Philadelphia in the past. WSP.com in New Jersey, Nevada does have online circuit events, and they do run qualifiers to the live events. So I think that's something that we'll see happen in 2020. And then if Party Poker gets up and running, Party Poker has live events worldwide. I think you're going to see some qualifiers online that will send players to their event in the Bahamas, for instance, or the Millions events, whether it's Montreal or London or Russia. So I think that's going to come in a pretty heavy way in 2020, and I think the first step will be that PokerStars Platinum Pass.
Well, as you said, PokerStars is already there in Pennsylvania. Who do you see as the next big entity to get involved in poker in Pennsylvania, and what can we expect in the coming months with regard to online poker in Pennsylvania?
Well, I think there's a lot of people that believe it's Party Poker, and I can definitely see that. They've got a trusted platform. They've got a U.S.-based team that's in charge of getting them up and running in various states. But I really think it's going to be WSP.com, and the reason why is because they've got a hard date coming up, and that's the 2020 World Series of Poker. And if they can get up and running January, February, maybe March, they've got the opportunity to qualify some players for online events, and they've got the opportunity to then take advantage of that 7-week window from early June to late July where WSP dominates the poker media landscape, where they can really promote their Pennsylvania products. So I think WSOP is next, and I think you're going to see them come out in a big way. They're already the biggest room between Nevada and New Jersey because they're sharing. So I think you're going to see them come out in Pennsylvania swinging hard and looking to take over number one. And I think that's really interesting, is to watch exactly what WSP.com through their partnership with 888 can do to wrestle the number one spot away from PokerStars, because I think that PokerStars has done a really good job of capturing the hearts and minds of people in Pennsylvania the last couple of weeks.
Lance, do you have a prediction of the next state that's going to get involved with online poker?
Michigan has teased us a little bit. There is some regulation now that feels like it's a step or two away from passing. That could be big. I've always been hopeful in New York, and maybe I'm just
I think everyone's been hopeful for New York.
I would love to see New York come on board, but I really think Michigan is probably one to keep an eye on. West Virginia has online poker coming. The regulations are done. It's just a matter of exactly what they do. Do they do interstate? Is the Wire Act screwing them up? Probably a little bit. They're trying to figure out if they can do liquidity sharing. So, keep an eye on West Virginia for their launch date. Keep an eye on Michigan for this regulation, and then keep an eye on New York for a bit of a Hail Mary.
Lance, we're running out of time, but can you give out a website or any social media address so people can follow you and your work?
Yeah, first of all, go to pocket5s.com. We cover online poker, particularly in the United States and the rest of the world as well, while also covering poker in general. I'm on Twitter at Lance_Bradley, and Pocket Fives is at Pocket Fives.
This is a huge story for Pennsylvania. I think it's a huge story for the future of online poker, and I want to thank Lance Bradley for coming on and giving us his insight and thoughts of what it all means in the gambling world. Thanks for talking with us, Lance.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the chance to come on.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Turnpike Sports Book Report.
And the Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sports book. Available anywhere in New Jersey. BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE. That's PIKE, and you get a risk-free bet up to $300 and $20 bonus at BorgataCasino.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. I had a book report all set up to talk about West Virginia, Rhode Island, Oregon, all that great stuff. Even had a quick little bad beat story from basketball that was one of the biggest bets put on in Atlantic City, that sort of thing.
Oh, really?
But screw that.
No. I want to hear the bad beat. But I love bad beat stories.
Well,
but you don't have to do it now. But you can. But make sure you include it.
Well, let me do it now then, because I'm going to forget, because the other stuff, the Garrett Cole stuff that we're going to talk about is
MLB futures.
Yeah. Basically, this past Saturday, there was a Pacers-Knicks game, and the over-under was 209.
Okay.
This is why it was kind of an interesting bad beat, because it killed a lot of people. The teams combined to score 136 points in the first half. Now,
it's always a good sign.
That's a huge, huge amount for a first half.
It's a good sign.
But considering this was the Knicks,
yeah, right. They failed to disappoint, don't they? Oh, you gotta love the Knicks. What a mess.
The scoring slowed down, and by 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the total was 204. Now the over/under was 209,
which is still doable. But certainly, you got to feel good when it's 204 in 5 minutes.
And all you need is 6 points.
Yeah.
Pacers didn't score the rest of the game.
Okay.
And the teams combined to miss their last 18 of 19 shots. So the final score ended up being 104-103.
Wow. Oh, God. That's a killer.
Yeah.
Killer.
So basically only 3 points were scored in the last 5 minutes of that game.
What a strange game. What a strange
So,
game.
it's always interesting, the over-under. I mean, I've been doing the over-unders for basketball all season so far, and I've been those pretty good, but every so often there is a really unique result. The anomalies here are really kind of weird, especially when the Pacers have been a good offense all season.
Sure.
So, but if you were one of the Pacers-Knicks victims, our sympathies.
That's why I love bad beat stories right there. Love them.
That was a killer for a lot of people.
As long as I'm not involved in it, I love it. So, you know who else who hasn't had a bad beat this week is Garrett Cole.
No, Garrett Cole made a huge deal with the Yankees, as everyone knows, and what was it? 9-year, $324 million, 5-year opt-out. There's an opt-out clause for him in the fifth year. After the fifth year, Yankees, and the Yankees said they were going to go get him, and they basically didn't make any room for negotiation with any other team available because they blew away the market. I don't think anyone came close to this amount.
No. I think, hey, you know what? I guess that makes them the favorite for the World Series, right? I did not look at this yet, but I did not see the change in the futures market for the MLB. But did you kind of take a look at it?
I took a look around, and it was interesting because everyone was looking at the Nationals after they signed Strasburg with that huge deal he had, 7-year, $245 million. But the Yankees just blew everyone out of the water, and it changed a lot of the landscape in terms of MLB futures. Take, for instance, I'll go through PointsBet, FanDuel, and DraftKings.
All right.
In particular, and I went to Odds Checker and double checked a couple of things too.
Is this okay? I have the thing in front of me.
By the way, if anyone wants to go take a look at a site, Odds Checker, that's a good. If you're looking to compare lines and points and all that stuff, go to Odds Checker. Really good site for all this. But before the trade at PointsBet, the Yankees were at plus 500.
All right.
They are now at plus 450 right after the trade, within about 20 minutes. They changed it that quickly.
Well, I guess, it didn't really change that much. I guess it was one of those things where the rumors fed into it. I'd be curious to see how, before the rumors that they were talking with Cole, what it would be. But, no, like I said, I guess they're the odds-on favorite now.
Yep, and for the other two big teams at the time, the Dodgers and the Astros, if you go to PointsBet right now, they are at plus 450, the Dodgers. They were plus 450 before this happened. And the Astros are now plus 550.
I'm looking at this, and it's when I'm looking at the MLB Yankees future. I mean, right now, PointsBet plus 450, BetAmerica plus 450, Sugar House plus 425, FoxBet plus 400. Yep. Interesting. 888 plus 425, and Bet365 is plus 400. Well, so, hey, shop around. You might find some
one of the other
deals.
Interesting things I noticed, DraftKings. Now, before the Garrett Cole signing, the Yankees, Dodgers, and Astros were all at plus 550. After the signing, the Yankees were now plus 425. But I was more interested to see the effect they had on the Astros and the Dodgers. They went from 550 to 600.
Interesting.
So it's going to be interesting to see exactly if there's any moves left to make for the Astros or the Dodgers to.
I think the big ones are done. I think you're going to see a lot of pitchers move around for the bullpens, and we'll see things like that. But I think moves that affect sports books, I think that might be
the biggest one.
That'd probably be the biggest one this season.
Unless some major trade happens or some signing comes out of nowhere that no one's expecting, I think you're seeing the Yankees probably as the prohibitive favorite.
Sure. I guess, is it even worth betting on them now? I guess you can throw some money on them.
It might be worth throwing some money on the top three either way, because there may be something where they're going to alternate all the way through the season. You might get better odds down the road, but I think right now you actually could get a good value from any of those three teams.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, you even have the Phillies now too.
Yeah, they just got Didi Gregorius
and also Zach Wheeler.
So they might be moving up in the futures market. But, hey, this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report was brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sports book. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE. That's P-I-K-E, and you get a risk-free bet up to $300 and $20 bonus at BorgataCasino.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. When we come back, we're going to have our picks not too well last week, 1 and 2, each of us. So I don't know what the hell happened to Houston. I don't know what the hell happened to Seattle, but I guess we'll talk about it when we come back with more Turnpike Sports. We'll get back to the show in a few moments, but I just wanted to take some time and tell everyone about Bean Genius, the smart specialty coffee subscription service. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country. They feature over 2,000 specialty coffee blends, all at your fingertips at BeanGenius.com. Here's how it works. Head on over to BeanGenius.com and take their palate profiler test to find out what coffee best fits your taste. Then select from a variety of subscription plans. Every subscription comes with free shipping, and delivery can even be scheduled for once or twice each month. And based upon your review of each coffee blend you try, Bean Genius actually learns your individual taste preferences and then suggests future coffee blends for you. And now you can get 10% off your Bean Genius subscription when you use our promo code PIKE at checkout. Bean Genius offers a variety of subscription plans to suit any coffee lover's needs. Subscribe with Bean Genius today and start enjoying some of the best tasting coffee around. And save 10% off your coffee plan with promo code PIKE. When it comes to online sports betting, PlaySugarHouse.com offers players one of the best experiences in the state of New Jersey. They offer live in-game betting on sporting events worldwide, moneyline bets, point spreads, prop bets, play-by-play bets, and many more. All at PlaySugarHouse.com, your new home for sports betting in New Jersey. Take advantage of one of their 12 easy deposit methods to get in on all the action. And now, when you sign up at PlaySugarHouse.com using our promo code PIKE, they'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, better odds at PlaySugarHouse.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. This portion of Turnpike Sports is brought to you by PointsBet.com. PointsBet has one of the best sign-up offers in New Jersey. Go to PointsBet.com and sign up using our promo code PIKE. That's P-I-K-E. And when you deposit $50, you'll receive a $100 bonus. That's deposit $50, and you bet with $150. So sign up today at PointsBet.com using our promo code PIKE and start having some real fun. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. PointsBet. Stay sharp. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And I was smart enough to wait for the legalese to be said this time. I seem to always have trouble waiting for that. Maybe I'm just too excited to lose my money with this NFL pick segment. But we are here at the pick segment, as always, 3 games each. Whether it's by point spread or over or under, we make our picks. Put them up on the Turnpike Sports Radio blog. Head on over to turnpikesportsradio.com. Click on the blog button. The picks will be up about an hour or so after the show is released. And if you're watching on TV, you're going to be seeing this pop up right now. Season to date. Really want to know?
No, not really.
That's good. So
Not
you're
really.
19, 22, and 1 for the season.
Let me tell you something. My big winning bet last week was I went with the Kansas City Chiefs at -3. That was great. I that's not the show thing. That was my personal bet that I placed on the sports books, but good for Kansas City.
And the thank God for those referees.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Kansas City did not look good in that second half, though. That's what worries me.
No, but they look like world beaters in the first half.
Yeah,
so.
but it'll be interesting to see Mahomes in the this upcoming week, especially with his hand. And I talk about that coming up soon, so I'm giving a little tip there. But my big bet was Tennessee last week. I've been riding the
They
Titans.
look good. They look good.
Tannehill is going to be their starting
Are
quarterback.
they
it looks
the
like.
second best offense in the league? Did I hear that right? Someone told me.
Going into that game.
Into that game, before you bet last week, it was the second best offense in the league.
And they hung 45 on Oakland.
Wow, boy.
Soon to be Vegas there.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm right now for season to date 20-20-2.
Okay.
So 2 pushes, but I'm doing 500, which is better than usual for me.
Yeah,
in
well,
NFL.
I'm going to pull away this week. I feel good about this week.
All right, well, let's get going.
All right, my first game is the Philadelphia Eagles, who are favored by 4.5, versus the Washington Redskins with an over-under of 40. Like, the Eagles have been decimated with injuries with regard to wide receiver and have not looked good against bad teams. I mean, last week they had to go to overtime to beat the Giants. And I guess that's why the Eagles are only favored by 4.5 points against the Washington Redskins. But, I mean, look, the Eagles, every game is a must-win to keep pace with the Dallas Cowboys for the NFC East. And I think the Eagles will lean on their 2 tight ends like they've been doing for the past couple of weeks, Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. And I think they should pull this off, so I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles and laying the points.
You know what might be affecting the line is the fact that the Giants took them to overtime.
Sure.
I mean, that was just a good second half by the
Well,
Eagles.
like I said, I don't know how many wide receivers they have left on their roster. So
There's probably a couple guys sitting around the Philly bars that could actually play wide receiver
it's
for
getting
them now.
pretty bad.
All right, my first game. The Denver Broncos travel to Kansas City to face the Chiefs, who are 10.5-point favorites, with an over-under of 45.5.
Denver looked good last week.
Denver may have found their answer at quarterback with Drew Lock.
I know, because I was watching that game and I picked Houston in that game.
The one thing I don't know is if he's going to be consistent enough against the better teams. I mean, yeah, it was one of those things where that was a great game for Denver. They came out of nowhere to win that. Kansas City, I think you're going to have to watch what's going on with Mahomes' hand. He had an MRI. Andy Reid made it a point to come out a couple times and say that he does not have a broken hand.
Good. Yeah.
So I think we're going to see. I don't know if Denver can actually deal with that 10.5 and that Kansas City offense. I don't know if they can keep up with it, but I think it's going to be fun to watch to see if Drew Lock. Why am I having trouble talking today? Drew Lock can actually repeat what he did against the Texans. I'm going with the over.
Well, my next game is the Seattle Seahawks, who are favored by 6, versus the Carolina Panthers with an over-under of 48.5. I went with Seattle last week, and unfortunately, the Rams looked like the Rams of last year and screwed up my bet. So I think, the Seahawks are in a very tight playoff race, and they are much more talented than the Panthers. This year, the Seahawks have scored an average of 26.2 points per game, and Russell Wilson is playing at an MVP level, and I think that's just going to be too much for the Carolina defense. So I'm taking Seattle again this week and laying the points.
Boy, you like taking chances with Seattle
I'll take
there.
another bite of that apple.
All right, I went with my next game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers favored by 3.5 at the Detroit Lions with an over-under of 47.5. You know, I think the Lions just punked everybody with that good performance David Blau had on Thanksgiving, because he did nothing against the Vikings this past Sunday.
Now they have film on them. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Detroit's 5-8 against the spread overall and 3-7 against the spread in conference games. Tampa Bay's not much better. They're 0-3-1 against the spread as a home favorite. But the way Tampa Bay's been playing lately, their defense has been pretty good, and I think that's the difference in this game. They're playing well, and I think they're going to be able to just shut down Detroit and do what they need to do to win this game. I'm going with Tampa Bay with the 3.5.
All right, my last game is the Buffalo Bills versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are favored by 2 with an over-under of 36.5 points. The Pittsburgh Steelers have done an amazing job this year, and kudos with them dealing with their quarterback problems. They've had problems that I've never seen a team have with the quarterback, and their entire team has been playing well over the last couple of weeks. That over-under is 36.5, which means defense will tell the tale in this game, and Buffalo Bills have one of the elite defenses in the NFL. I'm curious to see if this line changes as game time approaches, but at +2, I'm jumping on the Bills. I'm taking the Bills.
So would I. I would too. My last game for the week: the Miami Dolphins at the New York Giants. Giants are favored by 3.5. There's an over/under of 46.5. Miami's got a chance to really do some damage in the New York, Philadelphia area. They beat the Eagles. They barely lost to the Jets. Without even scoring a touchdown, they lost by 1 point, 22-21, thanks to a last-second Fickens field goal. Say that fast 3 times. But it's interesting. The Dolphins are 5-1 against the spread after another against the spread win against the Jets. They're 5-1 in their last 6 games. They're also 5-1 against the spread against teams with a losing record, which so happens the Giants are.
So this will be 10 in a row for if you're thinking the way you're thinking. This will be 10 in a row.
If you look at the last 9 games, Miami's 7-2 against the spread. Fitzpatrick has thrown the ball well. The Miami defense seems to be playing very well lately, even though they're trying to tank this season. I don't know if they're really trying to tank or not, but Flores is having both sides of the ball play really well. After 7 field goals for the kicker, I can't believe he's not Pro Bowl caliber right now against the Jets there. But I think the Dolphins are going to keep this one closer than a lot of people are expecting. I'm going with Miami in the plus 3.5.
All right, here's the recap. I'm taking Philadelphia, I'm taking Seattle, and I'm also taking the underdog Bills.
Well, I'm taking the over in the Broncos-Chiefs game. I am going with Tampa Bay over Detroit with the 3.5 there. And I am doing the Dolphins as the underdog plus 3.5 against the Giants. Again, these will be up on the Turnpike Sports blog about an hour after the show airs. Head on over to turnpikesportsradio.com and click on the blog button, and you'll see it posted up there.
And that'll do it for us this week. Enjoy MLB Hot Stove because I'm sure more deals are coming down the road. And enjoy the football this weekend. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.